Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about.
Welcome to Clout 941. I'm your host, Ron Filipkowski, Sarasota's only live talk show on politics and issues here locally in this county. Hard to believe, but it's been 4 months since we started this show. And you can go on our website, clout941.com, and you can watch all of our past episodes. They're all there. All of our past guests, our past Weasels of the Week and commentaries, rumor mills, everything's there. So it's a great site. We've had about 1,600 hits since we started it 3-4 weeks ago. So a lot of people are going on there, and hopefully you'll find it informative. Now, to our news. Big news item of the week. SNN is out of business. Thank God. We finally put an end to the long nightmare that was SNN. It was a bad concept. It had bad programming, and the people who ran it were out of touch with the community as a whole. Let's start out with the bad concept. First of all, there is just not enough news in Sarasota to have a 24-hour news channel, which forced them to basically do 30 minutes of news each day and then loop it over and over and over again. I know they got away from the loop fashion somewhat, but they have to fill up the remaining time with creative programming, and they just never were able to do it. So it's a bad concept. Second, bad programming. They had to do creative features, creative shows like this they could have put on there, not necessarily with me, but with other people, talk shows, political debate shows. They never tried to do anything like that. And finally, people that are out of touch with the community. As we always said, Sarasota County is dominated by a group of about 250 to 300 people that we call the echo chamber. They go to each other's dinner parties, they hang out with each other, they belong to the same clubs and organizations, they talk to each other, and that's why it's an echo back and forth. They are out of touch, however, with the people in the rest of the county, particularly the people in South Sarasota County, who feel like they pay no attention to them, and for that reason, it is a failed concept. Now, when they mentioned in the news articles in their parent company, their former parent company, the Herald Tribune, the news articles they wrote, they mentioned that it failed because one investor pulled out. It was very interesting that even though they know the name of that investor, they never printed the name in any of the articles. They just said a major investor pulled out, causing the station to go under. Well, we have learned and we have heard from our sources around town that that mystery investor is David Band, the attorney who has been in the news quite a bit recently. A lot of negative publicity against him in the news very recently, including a civil racketeering lawsuit where he was one of the defendants. Small wonder why the Herald Tribune didn't want to name David Band as the person who ultimately caused SNN to go down financially. But why should people like David Band and other investors continue to prop it up? SNN was in business for 12 or 13 years, and as far as we can tell, they failed to make a profit in any year. It was time for them to go. It was a failed concept. It was a bad idea. It was run by people out of touch with the people in the county as a whole, and therefore it's gone. And so we're the only ones left. We are here the only local news channel round the clock. This is the only place where you could see local programming now in Sarasota County. Sure, you get an hour of local news on ABC7 a day, but that's it. Other than that, it's us. And I like to think that we helped put them out of business, too, by showing even more how irrelevant they were. But anyway, now to our guest. Speaking of the echo chamber not paying attention to South Sarasota County, we're going to do a show on Northport with Northport City Commissioner Dave Garofalo. Thanks for coming on the show, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're feeling a little under weather.
Good.
Appreciate you trying to come in here and get it done for us.
You got it.
Okay, Dave, tell us a little bit about, before we get into the Northport politics, tell us a little bit about your background, your family.
Oh, I was born in Hackensack, New Jersey, and moved to Florida in 1990. My dad, we opened up an Italian restaurant in Tampa, and I graduated high school in Tampa and went to fire school and became a firefighter and worked up in Pasco County as a captain paramedic. And along the way, I met my beautiful wife, and she lived in Northport, so we decided to make a home down in Northport. I currently still work up in Pasco, and just, you know, we have a beautiful son. He's 2.5 years old, and hopefully going to have another one soon.
You're a firefighter down in Northport?
Nope, I'm a fire captain up in Pasco County.
Oh,
Yeah.
You commute?
I commute about an hour and a half, and I do it 2 days a week. So.
Wow, that's a long commute.
Yeah, but I'm there for 24 hours. So.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, what we call Clout's soul-searching questions.
Okay.
All right. Why don't you tell us about what kind of music you like, your favorite band?
Wow. You know what? I love all music. I really do. I got to say that growing up in the 80s, I listened to a lot of 70s classic rock bands. And I had two older brothers, and we just, Led Zeppelin would probably have to be one of my all-time favorite bands. And but I like all the new stuff, and I'm a country guy too. I love George Strait, so I'm all over the place.
Led Zeppelin and George Strait.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
See them opening up in Tampa soon together.
They might do a tour together.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. How about a person in history that you'd most like to sit down, have lunch with, have a conversation with?
Wow. I'd probably have to go with Vince Lombardi.
That's a good one.
This guy, every chance he got, he was always philosophical, and he was always, getting his team or whatever he did, understanding that, it starts here, and you work for it, and you earn it in life by, doing the right things in life, and he kept all his players on that same path. And when I, sit for a captain's test or anything, I always use a quote of his, and he's got so many quotes to use, but he's a good man.
Can't go wrong quoting Lombardi.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your favorite movie of all time?
Wow, another one, huh? Again, sticking with history, I like Forrest Gump. Kind of, you can watch that movie.
You're Italian from New Jersey. I thought it was going to be The Godfather or something.
You know what? I got to admit, I watched the show. I'm a big fan, and I see almost everyone picks The Godfather. It's like, I'm not going to pick The Godfather, okay?
All right. So
although I love The Godfather.
Gump.
Absolutely, Forrest Gump. Good movie. Little history.
Okay. All right. How about let me ask you this: if we want to go down and hang out somewhere in Northport, some kind of restaurant, coffee shop, or we want to hear some gossip and rumors, and we want to find out what's really going on in Northport, where should we go?
Wow, it's got to be the Old World. There's a
Old World
restaurant on 41,
Yeah.
Tamiami Trail, and it's one of the oldest restaurants in Northport still, and everyone goes there. They have a nice little room to have like special parties and stuff, and it's a real nice restaurant. So I would say there, and they got a bar, of course. Everyone, that's a good place to hang out, and dartboard and bar, those two things.
I've been there. Excellent food, really
absolutely.
good if you like the Eastern European
absolutely.
kind of food. So, well, Dave, what was it about Northport or the Northport City Commission that motivated you to run? You're a new commissioner. You just got elected. Was there something that you saw about the Northport City Commission that you thought really needed to change?
Absolutely. I've been in public service my whole life. As soon as I graduated high school, I went through fire school and kind of been serving the public. And my wife, girlfriend at the time, lived in Northport. I'd read the papers and stuff. And ironic, the exact same time, the 2004 election, when there was a new slate, they showed the pictures of the commissioners. I didn't know any of them, but they just showed the pictures, and on the same paper, on the same front page, there was an article that said that Northport was the median age of 38 and the largest workforce in Southwest Florida. So I just looked at both, and it just didn't seem like it was going together. I thought that there needs to be representation of the working family on the board, and I didn't think it was there. Now, I didn't want to sweep the board and think everyone needs to be young working. I think we need the retired, way of thinking, but you also need the working man and woman way of thinking too on there. So
Gotcha. Northport is a very young city, that's for sure, especially
absolutely.
for this area. All right, we'll go to break and come back with more with Northport City Commissioner Dave Garofalo.